Welcome to POP Podcast. All right, you guys get ready for a deep dive into some entertainment news that just dropped.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
It really is. I mean, it's one of those things where you're scrolling through and you see the headline and you're like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, you have to double check, make sure you read that right.
Yeah, is this real life?
Yeah.
Did I just like step into some alternate dimension?
Yeah.
So we've got a seriously ambitious project to unpack today, and this is the kind of thing that could either be absolutely genius, game-changing, or a total flop.
Right, like a spectacular disaster.
Yeah, a spectacular implosion. We'll have to see. But so the headline that's got everyone talking is this Sam Mendes.
Oh, wow.
The visionary director behind films like American Beauty, 1917, serious films.
Yeah, he's the real deal.
He's taking on the Beatles.
Oh, wow.
But then not with like one, epic biopic,
Right.
but with four
Okay.
separate movies. One focusing on each member of the band. So we're talking Paul McCartney, John Lennon, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr.
Okay, hold on. So each Beatle gets their own movie.
Each Beatle gets their own movie.
That's crazy.
Right.
And they're all premiering when
All scheduled to drop in April 2028.
So within the same month?
Yeah, like back to back.
That is so wild.
Yeah.
I mean, what is the thinking behind that?
Right. Well, I mean, I think the most fascinating thing about, besides just the sheer scale of it,
Yeah.
is the narrative possibilities that this opens up.
Right, because how are you going to cram,
Yeah.
the entire history of the Beatles into a single film?
Right, exactly. Like there's such a complex band with such a long and,
Yeah, it's such a huge impact.
impactful career.
Yeah.
So I think the structure actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's like you're getting four different perspectives,
Yeah.
on the same story.
Totally. And imagine, how different their experiences within the band must have been.
Yeah. You think about John and Paul and George and Ringo and just how different their personalities were.
Yeah, their backgrounds, their, musical influences.
Exactly, and their lives after the Beatles.
Totally. So the casting for this is amazing.
Okay, who do they have?
Okay, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
So we've got Paul Mescal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was incredible in Normal People, right?
Yeah, and he's been killing it and everything.
And Gladiator 2, he's like the,
The It Boy.
he's like the it boy of Hollywood right now. He's going to be Paul McCartney.
Wow, okay.
Then we have Harris Dickinson,
Okay.
who you might remember from The King's Man.
Yeah.
He's going to be John Lennon.
Interesting.
Joseph Quinn.
Oh, from Stranger Things.
Yes. And he's also going to be in the new Fantastic Four movie. He's going to be George Harrison.
I love that casting.
Right.
That's so perfect.
And then Barry Keoghan,
Oh, my God.
the intense, powerhouse from Saltburn and the Banshees of Inisherin.
Okay.
He is going to be Ringo Starr.
Wow. They really got a great group of actors together.
Oh, and apparently they all appeared together at CinemaCon this year.
Really?
And get this, they recited Salt That Pepper lyrics together.
Wait.
Like, imagine being in that room.
That's got to be electrifying.
Right. It just gives you a sense of how seriously they're taking this project and,
Yeah, and the potential for these films to really be something special.
Exactly. And it's not as okay, four separate stories, but the idea that they might show us the same moment from four different perspectives.
Right, like that same event through John's eyes, and then Paul's, then George's, then Ringo's. That'd be really cool.
And, Mendes is known for his ability to really dive into character psychology.
Yeah. I think it's deep.
So this format could be perfect for, exploring who these guys really were.
Yeah, I mean, these are four of the most iconic musicians of all time, but we only really know them through their music and, a handful of interviews and documentaries.
Right. And there have been some great documentaries, we've had Peter Jackson's Get Back.
Oh, yeah, which was amazing.
Which gave us that fly-on-the-wall perspective on, their creative process in the studio.
Yeah, you're right there in the room with them.
And then you've got Martin Scorsese.
Oh, he's a huge music fan.
Huge music fan. He produced a film about their early days in America.
Yeah.
So there's already a ton of Beatles content out there.
Yeah, so why do we need four more movies?
Right. That's the question.
I mean, is there really anything left to say?
Well, I think that's what makes this quadrilogy so interesting. because it suggests that they believe there are still layers to uncover.
Yeah, like they're not just going to rehash the same old stories.
Right. It's not just going to be, a greatest hits compilation.
Yeah.
I think they're going to go deeper.
Right. Maybe they'll focus more on the individual journeys,
You're right.
the personal struggles, the unique contributions each member made.
Exactly. And Mendes, he's really good at exploring those inner, conflicts.
Yeah, the turmoil that people go through.
So he could really get into, the creative process.
Yeah, like what was going on in their heads when they were writing these songs.
Right. And like the personal struggles that might have, fueled their music.
Yeah, I think that would be really fascinating to see.
So this isn't just like another Beatles documentary.
Right, it's something totally different.
You look at the names involved, a director like Mendes, this incredible cast.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
And the fact that they're releasing 4 interconnected films in a single month.
It's unheard of.
It's unheard of.
Yeah.
And Sony film head Tom Rothman has called this the first bingeable theatrical experience.
Bingeable theatrical experience.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put it.
Right. It's like they're borrowing the language of streaming.
Yeah, like we're used to binging shows on Netflix.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
so it's like they're trying to create that same kind of immersive experience, but in a movie theater.
Yeah, like you're going to want to see all 4 of these films.
Right. And probably back to back.
Yeah, like a Beatles marathon.
Which is so interesting because Rothman has also said you can't think about this in traditional releasing terms.
Yeah, so what are they going to do?
I know. It's like they're breaking all the rules.
Yeah, they're going to have to come up with some kind of innovative release strategy.
All right. Maybe they'll drop all 4 simultaneously on a streaming platform after a limited theatrical run.
Oh, that would be cool.
Or maybe they'll do a staggered weekly release in theaters throughout April 2028.
Yeah, like 1 movie a week leading up to, the big finale.
Whatever they do is asking the audience to engage with this story in a whole new way.
Yeah, and, we've seen this kind of interconnected storytelling in, superhero franchises.
Right. The Marvel Cinematic Universe, DC, all of that.
But this is taking it to a whole other level.
Right. This is real life.
Exactly. These are real people.
And so it's blurring the lines between, cinema and like serialized storytelling.
Yeah, it's almost like a TV show, but on the big screen.
Right. And with, the budget and the scope of a major motion picture.
It's a really ambitious undertaking.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So it does make you wonder about the potential pitfalls.
Yeah.
Like, can they maintain a consistent level of quality across 4 films?
Right, because if one of them is bad,
Right.
it's going to bring the whole thing down.
Right. And will audiences experience like Beatles fatigue
Yeah, that's a real possibility.
by the end of April 2028?
Yeah, like how much Beatles can we handle in 1 month?
Right.
But if they pull it off,
Yeah.
it could be something really special.
Right. It could reveal something truly profound about the band.
Yeah, like we might see them in a whole new light.
Exactly. And I think the key is going to be how well these individual narratives speak to each other.
Right, like how do they connect?
So will seeing Paul's perspective shed new light on a moment that we saw from John's perspective?
Right. Or will George's internal struggles, resonate with Ringo's more observational viewpoint?
Yeah, like how do these 4 pieces fit together to create a bigger picture?
Right. And it's almost like how we've, pieced together the Beatles story ourselves over time. Each album, each interview, each bit of information we get
Adds to our understanding.
Exactly. So maybe these films are trying to replicate that experience in a condensed cinematic format.
Yeah, like we're getting 4 albums all at once,
Right.
but instead of albums, it's movies.
And can you imagine the pressure on these actors
Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
to take on these iconic
It's
figures?
such a monumental task.
Yeah.
But I do think they made some really smart casting choices.
Yeah. I'm really excited about Barry Keoghan as Ringo.
Right. Like, can you picture it?
Yeah, he's got that intensity that Ringo had.
Exactly. And just the thought of seeing these actors inhabit these roles,
Yeah, like bringing these legends to life.
especially after seeing that image of them reciting Score It Pepper, it's like, I don't know.
It gives me chills.
It gives me chills too. It feels like it
Yeah.
could be really transformative.
Yeah.
So out of everything that we've talked about so far, is there anything that stands out to you the most about this project?
I think for me, it's the intention behind it. The fact that Mendes has said this is a chance to understand them a little more deeply.
Okay.
To me, that suggests that they're not just going to focus on the surface level stuff,
Right.
the greatest hits, the controversies.
Yeah.
They're going to try to dig deeper,
Right.
explore the more nuanced aspects of their relationships, their creative processes, the pressures of fame,
Right, and the vulnerabilities.
Exactly, because these guys were human beings.
Right.
They weren't just, these untouchable icons.
Right.
They had their own struggles, their own doubts, their own fears.
So maybe we'll finally get a more complete picture of each Beatle as an individual.
Yeah, beyond the myth.
Right, beyond the legend.
Beyond the band.
Yeah, so for you listening with so much existing material about the Beatles,
yeah,
what are you hoping these films will explore?
Yeah, are there any specific periods or events you feel haven't been given enough attention?
Right, or are you more interested in, the internal dynamics of the band?
Yeah, like the relationships between the members.
Or the personal evolution of each member.
Yeah, like how do they change over time?
It's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
And this whole project has just got me buzzing.
Me too.
Like, I want to fast forward to April 2028.
I know it's going to be a long wait.
It's going to be a long wait.
But I have a feeling it's going to be worth it.
So just to recap, we're looking at 4 films, each offering a unique perspective on one of the Beatles.
Yeah.
All dropping in April 2028.
It's a bold move.
It's a bold move.
I mean, it's like they're taking a page from the superhero playbook.
Right.
But applying it to one of the most iconic bands of all time.
And the cast is incredible.
Yeah, Paul Mescal, Harris Dickinson, Joseph Quinberry, Keoghan.
Like, come on.
They can't beat that.
Just the thought of these actors embodying these legends, especially after seeing that image of them reciting Skate Pepper.
Yeah, it's like they're already channeling the Beatles.
Right. And then you've got Sam Mendes directing.
Yeah, one of the best directors working today.
And Tom Rothman calling this the first bingeable theatrical experience.
It's a whole new way to experience movies.
And it makes you wonder what new layers these films will uncover.
Yeah, like what stories haven't we heard yet?
Right. And how will these individual perspectives weave together to create, a complete picture of the Beatles?
Because there's the band.
Yeah.
And then there's the individuals who made up the band.
Right.
And I think these films are going to explore both.
Yeah. So this deep dive leaves us with a question for you.
Yeah.
What aspect of the Beatles' story or their individual journeys are you most hoping these films will illuminate?
Yeah, because this quadrilogy is clearly aiming for a profound level of understanding.
And we'll have to wait until April 2028 to find out if it succeeds.
But until then, we can speculate.
We can speculate. We can listen to their music.
Yeah.
We can watch the old documentaries.
Yeah.
And just get excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So thanks for joining us on this deep dive. If you enjoyed this unpacking, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more.
Yeah, we'll be back next time with another deep dive into the world of pop culture.
Until then, keep on rocking.
Yeah, peace out.
All right, bye.